the Yamaha Tenere 700, which if you've seen any of the reviews of this bike from proper motoring journalists, you'll already be well aware of how much love there is for this bike, that it is one of the greatest bikes ever made. Nothing really much more that I can add, so that's it. The Yamaha Tenere 700. It's brilliant. Go buy one. Actually, when I took delivery of this bike yesterday, I just did think to myself, it can't really be that good, and surely I'll think of something, like, you know, to try and differentiate myself from everyone else. But truth is, I loved it. I really, really love this bike. Let's go watch some of the onboard footage first. If you can see it, that is because the camera's on my chest. Because I don't have a sticker mount on my helmet. It's not my helmet, it's the rental bike company's helmet. So all I have is the chest mount. But watch some of that. We'll be back to you in a second. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. A brand new Yamaha Tenere 700. The legend that is Tenere. This is the first time I've ridden a Tenere 700. It's a great bit of a city bruiser, an urban bruiser. All right, geezer. This bike is wearing off-road tyres though, or predominantly off-road tyres. They're Pirelli Scorpion Rally STR, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's what I read on the side of the tyre, and what I've tried to remember as I'm on the bike. You have a 21-inch on the front, so a proper off-roading geezer, proper off-road wheel, and on the back, is that an 18? I think it's an 18 inch on the back, or 17 inch on the back. I don't know. I'll look it up later. Or you could always Google it. Right, you just plough on there. You just plough on, dickhead. What's dickhead in Greek? I'll make it up. Dickheader. Oh, look at that view. Don't know if you can see anything with this, because the only way, I've got the GoPro mounted on my chest. I wouldn't normally do that at home. I have a mount for my helmet. Bloody hell, it's a bit unstable. It's a bit high, this bike, a bit tall. But yeah, so I have a mount on my helmet. But obviously, that's my helmet. This isn't my helmet. This is the rental company's helmet. And so I can't put a GoPro mount on it. Might lean forward and do my Kate Winslet impression from the Titanic. Start singing Celine Dion. I believe in a rain out the one. Give me an Emmy or Grammy. Give me a Grammy. Oh, I was in fourth gear. I was just trundling along in fourth. It was that nice and relaxed and talky. I didn't even realise I had 2 extra gears. So there you go. The rental bike company won't allow you to go off-road. They don't want you going off-road at all. The thing is, I've given them a €700 deposit. So shit, I'm taking this bike off-road. I'm sorry, rental bike company. I really am. But you watched my video on the Transalp in Morocco. You knew this was going to happen. So hey, you'll never know. Well, unless I fall on my hole, you'll never know until you see the video. And hopefully the €700 by that stage will be refunded back into my bank account. I'm still in fifth. I didn't realise I have another gear to go again. Wow, this is a lovely little motor. A lovely little motor, geezer. Okay, so we're all filled up, people. Ready to go. But look what's just pulled in beside me. The enemy. A bastard Transalp. You see, he's trying to get in front of me. F*** off. Yeah, bollocks you. Get a decent bike. And yeah, the tyres are quite comfortable considering the fact they are primarily off-road. No squirming or anything like that, which when you get a knobbly front geezer. Oh yeah, missus, you got a knobbly front. And now why did I go so far forward? I can't see the f***ing lights, dickhead. The bike is stable, but that screen is Don't bugger all. I don't know if it's adjustable. I might see later on if it's adjustable or not. I think it is. Looks like there's a couple of knobs there. Couple of knobs. I know a couple of knobs. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Oh, come on, come on, come on. It's a double white lines here, so I mean they're going so slow. Probably illegal. But life's too short. I'm beginning to see the appeal, and I thought I could try and be controversial and come up with an alternative opinion. You know, try and be original and unique and say, well, I don't think the Tenere 700 is really that cracked up to what other reviewers say. But yeah, bollocks. So it looks like I'm not going to be original at all. I'm going to have to concur with the more experienced and knowledgeable motorbike reviewers. Visor down. So just easing my way into it. It's a brand new bike. First time ever on it. They're off-road tyres, strange roads, and I am on the other side of the road. Fair bit of engine braking on it, so I could have just kept in gear there. Gearbox is sweet. Compared to the CF yesterday, the gearbox is lovely. And obviously this doesn't have a quick shifter, but I'd rather this box with no quick shifter than the CF yesterday, because that just had way too much play. But this is snicking in, it's right there, it's tight. Brakes are a bit of a concern. So there's no slipper clutch on this. So hence the bit of a shunt in the downshift. So they're doing 122 kilometers an hour there, nice and handy. The brakes, ooh, they don't inspire confidence. Again, I know this isn't really the road it's designed for. Get in there, you dickhead. Oh, this is lovely. This really is. This is a lovely riding bike. Oh, you would not believe there's more than 20 horsepower difference between this and the CF. And when I say CF, I'm talking Beamer 900 GS and Tiger 800 or Tiger 900 and the KTM. They're all making in around 95 horsepower. And you would not feel the deficit, the 20 odd horsepower difference. So again, that's clearly the difference in weight, because this is thrusting everywhere. It is lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I'm really enjoying this. 168 kilometers an hour there, no bother. On Pirelli Scorpion tyres, on a road I've never been on a bike I've never ridden. Well, I've got 46 kilometers on my belt now. Jury's still out on these brakes. Oh, it's the Rosses. It's the Rosses. I've come across the Rosses. Oh no, I don't even know what the speed limit is here. Bugger me. It's doing well over 160 kilometers an hour a minute ago. Not even a minute ago. I've told you before that the roads here are lovely. They are. They are tremendous. Beautiful views, beautiful roads. And this bike is ideal for it. Okay, boys and girls, we're off again. Got rid of the Rosses. I'm not even looking at the speedometer. I'm probably doing like 30 kilometers an hour. Well, this just shows you, when you have a bike like this, it's not all about the speed. When you have a lower power bike, you can have so much more fun. I would feel better with more road bias tyres. Not that these have given me any grief at all, but you know, the head is once it gets into the head. Yeah, the brakes are a downside though. The brakes are really, they're just not good enough. Not for this type of riding. Obviously, again, it's not primarily designed for back road hustling. Oh, I wish I had a helmet mounted camera. I do apologise. So I don't know if you can see these roads. Oh, these roads are fantastic. This bike is superb. This handles brilliantly, and I know it's not designed for this, but I am definitely beginning to see now why this has got all the plaudits and all the praise. Back to basics, you would not believe it. Oh my word. Top engine, top suspension, great steering, you know, no damper on this and no need for it. Gearbox is just snickety, you know what I mean. Oh God, I'm going to sound like a cliche and sound like, where is this indicator, dickhead? But when you have all the basics so right, and yeah, I'm sounding like one of the other countless other reviewers, so I'm just repeating it, but I'd love to be controversial and come up with my own opinion, but no, this is a cracking little motor. Look at this. Whoa, oh, put a barrier there. Oh, just superb. And these are Scorpion tyres. So I'm not pushing it as much because I just don't have the bottle. It's just in my head that I just conscious that they might start squirting. Even though, again, as I said, they've given me no reason to, but, oh, hello. Sorry about that. Hashtag stop looking at girls. What was I saying? So yeah, basically, I love this bike, and I haven't taken it off-road yet. I've parked it here strategically because it seems like it's in its more natural environment out here in the rough roads and the gravel, off-roading and stuff like that. I haven't taken it off-road yet, so I've no idea. And I'm a bit paranoid about doing so because the rental company says strictly no off-road. Sorry about that. But anyway, if this is the last bit of the video, it means that the off-road bit didn't go so well. So I'm going to conclude by saying, on-road, this bike is brilliant. I love it. I can't remember the last time I had as much fun on a bike. It's just planted. I'm not going to go into all the gibberish and they're like, it's such a pure bike. It's back to basics. It eradicates all the fluff and no electronics, and it's just a superb engineering. But it effectively is true. I don't know what they've done with it. I don't know, it's KYB suspension. I don't know what they've done. But I completely forgot that I was only making, 72 horsepower or something like that. I completely forgot that I was making bugger all horsepower out there, and that everything about it. And even with these tires, I was a bit paranoid. But you just kind of forgot about it. I thought I was on just a Supermoto. It just shrank around you. It's 205 kilos, don't even feel it. 73.4 horsepower. I thought it was 72, in and around that. It's more than enough, as you've seen on the video as well. The only thing I would look at changing or improving is the brakes. Now, I thought the brakes were woeful when I picked it up yesterday, but I warmed up to them. I don't know whether they just needed more bedding in because it is a brand new bike, although there's a few kilometers on it, or I just needed to kind of get a feel for it. They're still a little bit spongy. I think I would straight away do an upgrade to braided hoses. It is just a normal rubber hoses. I think braided hoses would change it, would transform the brakes and just give it that extra, that bite, that more connection that's lacking. It's just that little bit of sponginess in it just annoys me. They do work, and they stayed. I mean, I was hard on the brakes the whole time. You've seen these roads, they're so twisty. It's brake power. You're like, you know, I know this bike isn't designed for it, but I love riding that way. And everything about it, from the suspension to those tires, the engine, everything was pushing me to ride it like that. So the brakes were the only downside, not failing. They're the only things I could think of that could do with improving. For the money, I'd get it. I'd get one. I wouldn't. The other 2.5, 3 grand on the all singing, dancing, all the electronics. I did not miss any of them. Didn't miss any of them. Yamaha has just nailed it. Got all the bits and pieces together. Cracking engine, cracking suspension. The screen, it's a simple LCD liquid crystal display screen. But what more do you want on it? It has what you want. Trip computer, fuel gauge, speed. And there was nothing else I needed on it. I mean, oh yeah, and heated grips. I don't know if heated grips are available on, as an option on this. Get them anyway. If you live in Ireland or the UK, heated grips are the best invention on a motorbike ever. It's an awesome bike. It's been out 3 years. 2019 it came out. This is brand new, 2022. I don't think they've changed it in 3 years, but why would they? If this is the same as it was 3 years ago, it's still an awesome, awesome bike, and I love it. Anyway, I'm going to now risk going over there. Wish me the best of luck. You may not see any more of this video if that's the case. It was lovely knowing you all. I'm now broke, having to pay 700 euro for whatever damage I do to it. And if you do see me in 30 seconds or so on this video, I survived. All right, people. I'm a little bit nervous now because, yeah, bike car company said strictly no off-road. And here I am about to go off-road. I'm sorry, but the people demand it. So I'm going to ride like Miss Daisy, knowing that this bike is capable of far more, but I don't care. I just want to get through it. So I'm either going to get through it, and at the end of it going to be laughing like a hooligan, or crying because I've just after losing 700 quid. Right, let's crack on. I mean, this should be a piece of piss for this bike. It should be breezing through it without even thinking. So if I was on my bike, I'd be blasting through here, not a care in the world. But I'm not. So, and I can hear stones battering up against the sump guard. Nothing to worry about so far. Certainly not like the roads in Morocco anyway. The other thing as well is I just don't want to get a puncture. How do I explain that? Sorry guys, got a puncture? Oh, where are you? I'm exactly where you told me not to go. I could do this all day and I could put the hammer down and this bike would sail over it, no drama, no problem at all. But hopefully now you've understood why I am taking it easy. See, I want to go up a gear. Too low. But I'm too scared. Oh, the bike is just playing with me. I want to, you know, you want to, good thing. Oh, this is cruel. This is cruel. Yamaha, give me one, will ya? Oh. That's all right. That's okay. We don't like ridges. We don't like ridges. Especially dried up ridges. Oh, here we go. I have to admit, part of me was hoping that it was nearly over. The other part of me is like, well, I'm enjoying this, and there's a good bit of crack. Bit of excitement. It's like, ooh. Bit of peril, you know what I mean? Like a bit of peril. Ooh, God, will he, won't he? Ooh. Will he land on his hole? Will he lose his money? Will the bike fall on its arse? Stay tuned to the end of this video to see if McGovern manages to survive. Yamaha Tenere, 700cc Tenere. Oh Jesus, what's going on here? I can't see. I have to go over. Okay, I can't. That was grand. I just didn't know if that ridge was going around. Anyway, let's get back to my song. Yamaha Tenere, 700cc Tenere. I'm an Irishman on the Yamaha. Now, you can have all that one. I will refuse to accept any royalties on that. You can have it for free. That's my gift to the world. Soon to be available on Spotify, YouTube Music, and wherever you get your music downloads. Oh, bit of a slide there. The old front slid out a bit. Oh, I get over on this side. I'm a shaking now, baby. Oh, stupid idea, Gaz. Right, I know I need to ride up it. I can't be babying it up it. I need to ride up it. Okay, it's do or die, people. Bollocks. And I'm on my own here. I'm out on my own. On a bike I don't own. On roads I've never been on. And a €700 deposit sitting over my head. I'm going to need a bloody drink tonight after this. What the f*** is going on here? What? The road is gone. There is no road. There's no road. Oh, f*** me purple. So this is a disaster, a disaster, a disaster. I've had a look and no other option. I have to go all the way back. So, I'm not happy. My own fault. Well, Google Maps' fault, because Google Maps said this is a road. So, this is absolute shite. 7 kilometers. 7 kilometers in that shite. Still 4.6 kilometers to go. Jesus Christ. Another dent in the sump guard. Don't take the piss yet, Gary. I am sweating my ring piece off. There it is. Oh, you fucking beauty. Get in! Well, as you can see, everyone, I made it through that shite. I survived, and I'm back. And I'm done. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, this is the best bike in the world. As you may have seen, as you will have seen on the video, I went from rough as off-roading, brown trouser moments, absolutely cacking myself thinking I was going to go down, and I handled it with aplomb. You got to remember, I know I've said this loads of times, if I was on my own Super Ted, my old bike, you just blast through it, you don't give a shite. If you fall over, who cares? They're designed to go over, it's not a big deal, get off, it's part of the fun. I couldn't push it as hard. But then again, when I did that and I went through it and came through it and like, within 5-10 minutes, it was like Supermoto, hunting down every corner on those unbelievable roads. This bike is phenomenal. It's hard to believe, 10-15 minutes ago, I was pounding off-road, some of the shittiest off-road I've ever experienced, and here I am 10 minutes later
carving up the hills on the exact same bike, the same tyres. Got to be one of the best bikes in the world. 100 miles an hour in 4th gear. Back down again. A litre sport bike, a 200 horsepower sport bike round here, Superbike, would be absolutely wasted. You would be just kicking yourself because you would never be able to enjoy these roads. Even the brakes which I thought were absolutely woeful, I'll still put on braided hoses, but I think that is all that they need, just to get some of that feel back, because they are working. They definitely work. And your average Tenere 700 rider is not going to be riding their bike like this. But anyone who buys one, be aware that it is able to. This is supposed to be an adventure bike. It's more like a Supermoto.
I'd love to say something contradictory to all the other reviewers out there, the ones who do it for a living and they're far more experienced than I, and it would be lovely for me to say, well, such and such, I didn't quite. No. It's the fucking best bike in the world. I love it. It's brilliant. Okay, the typical market, the typical buyer of this bike is not going to be hooning it around mountain roads like I did. And in fairness, they're probably not going to take it off-road either, or the off-road that I did. So I did probably the both extremes of what this bike is ever going to do, or what it's capable of. But if you are in the market for this bike, you do buy this bike and just ride it nicely, enjoy it, go on adventures and long trips with a little bit of off-roading, a nice car, nice smooth going around corners. Be aware that this will tackle corners like a Supermoto, and it will bash through mud and ruts and through feckin' rivers. It'll do everything. I'm talking shite. It's covered in muck. There is no way I can hide this now. I didn't know it got this bad. I ain't hiding this. So I'm beside the Mediterranean. I'm going to go around and see if I can find a hose or a bucket or something and try and wash the crud off, because they still have me 700 quid and I ain't excusing this. Oh no, I went through a puddle. No, yeah, bollocks. It is 5:45. I'm about an hour away from the drop-off place and it needs to be there for 7:30. So I better get my arse in the gear, get this bike back on the road. So I'm about another hour. I said another hour, but I'm going to take it easy this time. And but I'm going to try and find a hose or something to try and clean this off. The Yamaha Tenere 700. This bike is awesome. It's the best bike in the world. Panigales and Fireblades and R1s and all that sort of shite. Get one of these. Kick ass. Awesome. I'm out of here. Love your roads. Love your grease. Love your Greek roads in roads. I'm talking shite. Gibberish. I'm out of here. Peace, love, all that sort of shite. That was my video number 3. Like, share, subscribe if you want more. Hopefully a manufacturer will actually give me a bike and I can ride it without worrying about that €700 deposit. Out of here. Bye bye. Off-road? Off-road? I didn't take this bike off-road. Look at it. It's sparkling. It's sparkling. It's sparklingly clean again. Oh yeah. You need to wash your bike, drive it into the med. No trace at all. Find a piece of bucket plastic on the side.